He pursued you, consistently, warmly, unmistakably. And then, without a single clear reason, he went cold. And now you are left wondering what happened to the man who seemed so certain about you. Welcome back, my dear. I'm WisdomAuntie, and today we are going to talk about something that I know has left many of you sitting quietly with a confusion that is genuinely hard to put into words. A man who was so present, so interested, so warm, who initiated, who remembered things, who made you feel seen, and then, almost overnight, became distant, not because of a fight, not because of an obvious turning point. He just went cold, and you have been trying to make sense of it ever since. Let me describe what I know so many of you have lived through. He reached out consistently. He was the one initiating plans. He remembered small things you had mentioned in passing and brought them up days later. He made you feel, in those early weeks, like you were the most interesting person in the room. And so, quite reasonably, you allowed yourself to feel something real in return. You lowered your guard. You let yourself believe this might be something. And then, quietly, it changed. The messages came less frequently. His responses became shorter. Where he once initiated, now you were the one reaching out. And when you did, he responded, but with a fraction of the warmth he had before. Something had shifted, and you could feel it clearly, even though you could not name the exact moment it happened. So, you did what most women do. You searched for the explanation inside yourself. Maybe you were too available. Maybe you said the wrong thing at the wrong moment. Maybe you opened up too quickly or not enough. You ran through every possible version of yourself, trying to find the one that might have kept his interest from fading. My dear, I want to speak honestly into that search today, because here is the thing most people never tell you about this. The fact that his interest faded does not mean it was never real, and it almost certainly does not mean you caused it to fade. I want you to understand something important about why this pattern happens, because there is not one single answer, and knowing which one you are actually dealing with will change how you see yourself in this situation. The first reason a man goes cold after showing genuine interest is what I call the gap between attraction and readiness. A man can be genuinely drawn to a woman, enjoying her company, feeling something real, and still not be in a place where he is ready to build anything consistent. His emotional availability, his life circumstances, or his willingness to be truly vulnerable did not match the level of his initial enthusiasm. The interest was genuine, but it outpaced what he was actually prepared to give. The second reason is the novelty effect. The early stage of getting to know someone is genuinely exciting. There is mystery, chemistry, and a particular aliveness that comes from not yet knowing someone fully. Some men feel this deeply and mistake its intensity for something more permanent than it is. When the novelty naturally settles, as it always does, when real intimacy requires something quieter and more sustained than chemistry alone, their engagement settles with it. They were not dishonest about the feeling, but the feeling was more about the stage than about the person. The third reason, and this one requires honest attention, is that some men pursue with warmth and consistency as a pattern rather than as a true intention. Not always out of cruelty, but out of their own unexamined habits. They enjoy the feeling of being chosen, of early-stage connection, of someone responding to their pursuit, but they have no clear vision of where it is going. And so, when the relationship naturally reaches a point where it must either deepen or fade, they choose the path that requires less of them. And this is important. There is also a fourth reason, which is simply life. Sometimes a man withdraws because something in his own world, his work, his family, his emotional state, has shifted in a way that makes him temporarily unavailable. This reason deserves the least of your energy to analyze and the most time to simply observe through his actions. Now that you understand why this happens, let me help you recognize it in your own life. Pay attention to this. There are signs, often present even from the beginning, that distinguish a man with genuine but limited capacity from a man whose intentions were never fully aligned with his behavior. The first sign is the pace of his early interest. When a man moves extremely fast in the beginning, sharing deeply personal things within the first week, making plans months ahead before he truly knows you, saying things like, "I've never met anyone like you," in the first few conversations, that speed is worth noticing. Not because fast interest is never real, but because in many cases, intensity at the start is a sign of someone responding to the feeling of the moment rather than investing in the reality of you. The second sign is whether his interest came primarily through words or through consistent action. A man who says all the right things, but whose behavior is inconsistent, who makes plans and then cancels, who is intensely present and then suddenly silent, is showing you something important. Words in the early stages are easy to offer. Consistent behavior over time is where genuine intention lives. The third sign is how he responded when things became real. For example, after a conversation where something genuinely vulnerable was shared, did he move closer or did he begin to create distance? A man who is building something deepens when the relationship asks something real of him. A man who was drawn to the excitement of early-stage energy tends to drift precisely at that point. The fourth sign is the quality of his explanation, or the absence of one. A man who genuinely cares about you, even if his feelings have shifted, will usually find some imperfect way to acknowledge it. A man who simply disappears into distance without any acknowledgement is showing you how he handles emotional accountability, and that information matters. And the fifth sign is your own inner knowing, the feeling you had before your mind started rationalizing. You sensed something had shifted before you could prove it. That feeling was not anxiety, it was information, and it deserves to be honored. So what do you actually do when you find yourself here, holding the confusion of a man who was warm and is now cold? I want to give you something real. The first thing is to resist the urge to chase the warmth back. When someone's energy cools, the instinct is to increase our own, to reach out more, to be more available, to try harder to recreate what felt so good at the beginning. But in most cases, this does not bring him back. It simply costs you more of yourself. You can choose to let the energy reveal itself naturally, to observe what he does when you are no longer the one holding the momentum of the connection together. The second thing is to have one honest, low-pressure conversation if the relationship feels like it deserves it. Not to demand answers, not to confront, but simply to name what you have noticed without blame. Something like, "I've noticed things have felt a little different between us lately. I just wanted to check in." His response, or lack of one, will tell you a great deal more than anything you could conclude on your own. The third thing is to look at the full picture honestly, not just the warmth of the beginning, but the entire pattern. Were his words and his actions always aligned? Were there moments earlier that you explained away? Seeing the full picture clearly is not harsh. It is one of the most loving things you can do for yourself. The fourth thing is to invest your energy back into your own life, genuinely, not as a tactic. Your friendships, your joy, your growth. Not because it will make him interested again, but because your life is full and valuable regardless of what he decides. A woman who continues to live beautifully during uncertainty is not just emotionally healthier, she's protecting herself from a grief that only deepens the longer she places her well-being in someone else's hands. And the fifth thing is to give yourself permission to grieve what you thought this might become. The warmth you felt was real. The hope you held was reasonable. Grieving that honestly, without dismissing it, is how you move through it and forward with your heart still intact. This is not about him anymore. This is about you. The real lesson here is not simply about why men go cold. The deeper lesson is about learning to read the difference between intensity and intention, and about choosing to stop letting intensity alone be the thing that makes you feel chosen. I want you to understand something that I believe changes everything. A man who is right for you will not only be warm in the beginning, he will be willing to show up when the early excitement settles and love requires something quieter and more sustained. He will be curious about you in the ordinary moments, not just the exciting ones. He will not make you feel like you are holding something fragile that could slip away the moment you are fully yourself. The pattern of a man going cold after showing real interest is painful, but it is also honest. It gives you information that all the warmth of the beginning was not equipped to show you. Information about where his readiness actually lives. And that, my dear, is something worth knowing. You are not too much. You are not the reason he stepped back. You are simply someone who deserved more consistency than he was ready or willing to give. A man who is genuinely interested in you does not make you work to keep his attention. He shows you, over time and through action, that you already have it. Thank you for spending this time with me today, my dear. If this video helped you, please share it with a friend who needs to hear this, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of your heart. Yellow. In the next video, we are going to talk about how to tell the difference between a man who is genuinely interested and one who is simply enjoying your attention without any real intention to go further. Don't miss it. It answers the exact question this video leaves you with. The link will be right here.